Good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Problem தெரியுதுங்களா?
Sir, தெரியுது sir.
A centrifugal blower with a radial impeller produces a pressure equivalent to 100 centimeter column of water. Okay, a centrifugal blower with radial impeller. The impeller which is being used is a radial impeller, produces a pressure equivalent to 100 centimeter column of water, which is nothing but delta P naught. Okay, and the pressure and temperature at the entry are 0.98 bar and 310 Kelvin. This is the pressure at the entry and this is the temperature at the entry. The electric motor drives the blower running at 3000 rpm, that is N is 3000 rpm. The efficiency of the fan and drive are 82% and 88%. This is the efficiency of the fan and this is the efficiency of the drive. Okay, the radial velocity remains constant and the value is of 0.2 u2. That is, radial component is cr1 and cr2. It remains constant, that is cr1 is equal to cr2. The radial velocity remains constant and has a value of 0.2 u2. The velocity at the inlet I is 0.4 u2. The velocity at the inlet point is c1 and it is equal to 0.4 u2. Okay, if the blower handled 200 meter cube per minute of air at the entry condition, determine the power required by the electric motor. That is, we have to find the value of P, that is the power. This is nothing but the Q. This is the discharge Q. The impeller diameter, we have to find the impeller diameter. Impeller diameter is D2. Okay, this is not D1. Impeller diameter is the outer diameter, that is the overall diameter we have to find. Therefore, it is D2. The inner diameter of the blade ring, the inner diameter of the blade ring is D1. That is diagram. This diameter, okay, this is D1 and this is D2. Okay, the diameter, if it is made as a circle, this one will be the D1 and this is the D2. And if impeller diameter is being asked, you should find the value of D2 and not the value of D1. Okay, therefore the inner diameter of the blade ring is D1. The air angle at the entry, we have to find the air angle at the entry. Air angle at the entry is nothing but this value of beta 1. Okay, we have to find the value of beta 1. We have to find the value of beta 1. The impeller width at the entry and exit is B1 and B2. Okay, B1 and B2. The value of B1 and B2, we have to find the impeller width B1 and B2. Number of impeller blade is nothing but Z and the specific speed is given as capital omega. Okay, we have to find all these values. Okay, now in the problem it is given as a centrifugal blower with a radial impeller produces a pressure equivalent to 100 centimeter column of water is nothing but your delta P naught value. This is the delta P naught value, which is equal to 100 centimeter column of water. Okay, this, in order to make the pressure in terms of Newton per meter square, first you have to convert this value into mm, that is 100 centimeter. You should convert this value into mm and you have to multiply with 9.81. If you do that, it will give a value in terms of Newton per meter square. Therefore, 100 centimeter is equal to 1000 millimeter. Okay, therefore we have to find it as 1000 into the value of 9.81 will give delta P naught in terms of Newton per meter square. Okay, This you should know. Okay, the value of delta P naught. Next, we have the pressure and temperature at the entry. Therefore, P1 is equal to 0.98 bar and T1 is equal to 310 Kelvin. The electric motor drives the blower and runs at N is equal to 3000 RPM, and the efficiency of the fan and drive is, the efficiency of fan is equal to 82% and efficiency of driver is equal to 88%. The radial velocity remains constant. The radial velocity remains constant and has a value of 0.2 U2. That means CR1 is equal to CR2, which will be equal to 0.2 U2. Okay, that is CR1 is equal to CR2 is equal to 0.282. The velocity at the inlet, is given as 0.4 U2. That is C1 is equal to 0.4 U2. You have these values, and at last, if the blower handles 200 meter cube per minute of air, that is the discharge Q. Q is equal to 200 meter cube per minute. This we have to convert it into meter cube per second. Therefore, 200 divided by 60 will give you 3.33 3 meter cube per second. Okay, the value of Q is equal to 3.333 meter cube per second. Therefore, we also have the value of Q is equal to 3.333 meter cube per second. Okay, this is the given data. Okay. The first subdivision is the power required by the electric motor. We have to find the power required by the electric motor. There are actually two powers, which is the ideal power and the actual power. Okay, the ideal power is given by an equation, power required. Okay, this is the value of P. The ideal power is given by the equation Q into delta P naught divided by 1000. Okay, this is the formula which is used to find the ideal power. We have the value of Q and we have the value of delta P naught. On substituting these values, you will be getting the ideal power. Okay, therefore, ideal power is equal to 3.333 into 1000 into 9.81 divided by 1000. Okay, we are writing in terms of kilowatt. The power which is being obtained here is kilowatt. Therefore, we are dividing it by 1000. Okay, this value which we divide by 1000 gives the value in kilowatt. Okay, therefore, the value of ideal power will be equal to 32.699 kilowatt. Okay, you will be getting the value of ideal power on calculation. You will be getting the value of ideal power is equal to 32.699 kilowatt. Okay, now we have to find the actual power, that is the actual power. This actual power is nothing but the ideal power divided by the fan efficiency and the efficiency of the driver. The fan efficiency and the efficiency of the driver. Okay, we have fan efficiency as 82% and the efficiency of driver is 88%. Therefore, on substituting this, you will be getting the value of actual power. That is P is equal to ideal power is 32.699 kilowatt divided by 0.82 into 0.88. And on calculation, you will be getting the value of P is equal to 45.3 kilowatt. You will be getting the value of P is equal to 45.3 kilowatt. Okay. Next, we have to find the value of subdivision B. We have to find out the power required by the electric motor. Next, we have to find the impeller diameter. Next, we have to find the value of impeller diameter. Impeller diameter is nothing but D2. Okay, we have to find the value of D2. We know that U2 is equal to pi D2 into N divided by 60. We know this equation. That is, we know that U1 is equal to pi D1 N divided by 60. In the same way, U2 is equal to pi D2 N divided by 60. From this, the value of D2 can be obtained. Value of D2 is equal to U2 into 60 divided by pi into N. Okay, we have the value of N, but the value of U2 remains unknown. Okay, so that we need to find the value of U2 in order to find the value of D2. Therefore, the value of U2 is given by an equation. U2 square is equal to del P naught divided by rho into N of F. This equation is being written from the efficiency equation. Okay, neta F is equal to rho U square divided by delta P naught. This is the efficiency equation, and there is a lot of calculation and for this deriving this equation. Okay, there is a lot of procedure to get this equation, but simply you remember that U2 square is equal to delta P naught divided by rho N of F. So the value of U2 square is equal to delta P naught divided by rho into N of F is the equation to find the value of the peripheral velocity at the outlet. Okay, with respect to the stage pressure. Okay, with respect to the stage pressure and the fan efficiency, this equation is given as U2 square is equal to delta P naught divided by rho N of F. Okay, from this you have to find the value of U2 square. Now, in this equation 2, we have delta P naught. We have the value of delta P naught and fan efficiency, but the value of density remains unknown. So we have to first find out the value of this density in order to get the value of U2 square. Okay, we know that density is equal to mass by volume. We know that density is equal to mass by volume. From ideal gas equation, we know that PV is equal to M into RT. Why we are using this equation is we don't know the value of mass and volume. So we have to replace this in terms of pressure and temperature at the inlet, since the pressure and temperature at the inlet is being given. So by using the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to MRT, you can get a value of M by V is equal to M divided by V is equal to P divided by RT. Okay, now the density will be equal to P divided by RT. The value of pressure at the inlet is also given and the temperature at the inlet is also given. Therefore, the value of P is equal to 0.98 bar, which is 0.98 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square divided by 287, which is the universal gas constant, into temperature is 310 Kelvin. Okay, therefore on calculation you will be getting the value of 1.10 kg per meter cube. Okay, now we have also find out the value of density. Now substituting the value of delta P naught, density and the efficiency of the fan in this equation, you can obtain the value of U2. Okay, therefore U2 square will be equal to delta P naught is nothing but 1000 into 9.81 divided by density is 1.10 into efficiency of the fan is 0.82, and on calculation you will be getting 10875.83, which is U2 square. Therefore the value of U2 will be the square root of that value, which is equal to 104.28 meter per second. This is the peripheral velocity at the outlet. So we have to find out the value of U2. Now substituting the value of U2 in this equation, you can get the value of D2. Okay, therefore the value of D2 can be calculated as D2 is equal to U2 is 104.28 into 60 divided by 3.14 into value of n is 3000. Therefore you will be getting a value of 0.664 meter, which in the sense the value of D is equal to D2 is equal to 66.4 centimeter. 66.4 centimeter. Okay, now we have also find out the value of D2. Okay, do you have any doubt till this?
Sir, the density of air ங்கிறது 1.103 நம்ம டைரக்டாவே எழுதிக்கலாம்ல சார்? 103ங்கிறது
இந்த இதுதானக்கண்ணா?
ஆமாங்க சார்.
ஆக்சுவலா நீ டேரக்டா எழுதிடலாம்க்கண்ணா. சம்டைம்ஸ் அது ஏர் தான் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்கிறதுக்கான அவசியம் கிடையாது. ஓகேவா? அது கேஸஸாவும் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. அதனாலதான் உங்களுக்கு வேல்யூ வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. டெம்பரேச்சர் அண்ட் பிரஷரோட வேல்யூவும் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இன்கேஸ் அது வேறையா இருந்துச்சுன்னா நம்மளுக்கு ஈக்குவேஷனும் வேறையா தான் வரும், வேல்யூவும் வேறையா தான் வரும். ஓகேவா? டைரக்டா ஏர் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னா நீ டென்சிட்டி வந்து டைரக்டா எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஓகேவா? மோஸ்ட் ப்ராபப்லி உனக்கு வேல்யூ கொடுத்துருக்கனால நீங்க அந்த வேல்யூ வச்சு கால்குலேட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஓகேங்களா? ஓகேப்பா. மற்றபடி டவுட் இல்லைல்ல?
சரி, இல்லை சார், அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஓகேப்பா. So we have find out the value of D2. And the next subdivision is the inner diameter of the blade ring. The inner diameter of the blade ring, which is nothing but the value of D1. Okay, the value of D1, the inner diameter of the blade. Generally, we have the value of discharge. That is, we have the value of discharge is equal to 3.333 meter per second. Discharge is equal to area into velocity. We know that discharge is equal to Q is equal to area into velocity. Velocity is nothing but C1. Okay, the absolute velocity. And area is equal to, this is the surface area, therefore it will be equal to pi by 4 d1 square. Okay, pi by 4 d1 square. And from this Q will be equal to pi by 4 d1 square into C1. Okay, Q will be equal to pi by 4 d1 square into C1. Here you know the value of Q, that is you know the value of Q, but C1 remains unknown. We need to find the value of D1. In order to find this value of D1, you should know the value of Q and C1. The value of Q is known and the value of C1 is remain unknown. But in the question, it is given as the velocity at the inlet. Okay, the velocity at the inlet I is 0.4 u2. That is C1 is equal to 0.4 u2. You know the value of u2. By substituting the value of u2, you can find the value of C1. Okay, you can find the value of C1. Therefore, C1 is equal to 0.4 u2 and 0.4 in the value of u2 is 104.28. Okay, and on calculation you can find the value of C1 is equal to 41.71 meter per second. Okay, we have find out the value of C1. Now substituting the value of C1 and Q in this equation, you can find the value of D1. Okay, therefore D1 square is equal to Q into 4 divided by pi into C1, which will be equal to 3.333 into 4 divided by 3.14 into value of C1 is 41.7. And on calculation, you will be getting D1 square is equal to 0.10179 and D1 will be equal to 0.319 meter. Okay, and on conversion to centimeter, you will be getting the value of D1 is equal to 31.9 centimeter. So we have also find out the diameter of the blade, inner diameter of the blade. Okay, can you step புரிஞ்சதுங்களா? Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the next subdivision is the air angle at the entry. Air angle at the entry. We have to find the value of beta 1. Now consider this triangle, this velocity triangle. Actually, this velocity triangle, I have just used this velocity triangle. Okay, this is not a part of the question. So this is the inlet velocity triangle. This is the exit velocity triangle. You have to find the air inlet angle. Therefore, the air inlet angle is beta 1. We know the value of C1 and U1. That is, we somewhat know the velocity, peripheral velocity and the absolute velocity, but the relative velocity has not been given in the equation. At anywhere, the relative velocity is not being given. Therefore, you cannot use this hypothesis line. So you can use tan beta, that is, you can use tan theta for finding the value of this beta 1. Okay, therefore, by using tan beta 1, that is tan beta 1, that is tan beta 1 will be equal to the opposite side by the adjacent side. Here the opposite side is CR1. Here the opposite side is CR1 divided by the adjacent side is U1. Here the opposite side is CR1 and the adjacent side is U1. This is the opposite side and this is the adjacent side. Okay. Actually, strictly speaking, you cannot use the value of C1 since I have just represented this velocity diagram, but actually C1 will come somewhere here. Okay, like this, you will be getting the velocity diagram. Therefore, this value will be equal to the value of CR1. Okay, therefore, air inlet angle is beta 1. The Hubble angle is air inlet angle. You should find the value of air inlet angle, which is nothing but the value of beta 1. Okay, from the diagram, from the velocity triangle at inlet, from the velocity triangle at the inlet, we have find out the tan beta 1 will be equal to CR1 divided by U1. CR1 divided by U1. Now, in this equation, you have the value of, we have to find the value of CR1. Okay, we have to find the value of CR1 and the value of U1. This both the values are unknown. That is, value of CR1 is also unknown. The value of U1 is also unknown. So you have to find the value of CR1 and U1. We haven't used the value of relative velocity because the value of CR1 and U1 can be found out by the given data in the given data of the problem itself, but the relative velocity cannot be found with the given data in the problem. So we are using tan theta in order to find the inlet angle, air inlet angle. Therefore, CR1 divided by U1. We are using this equation. In the question, it is given that the radial velocity remains constant and has the value of 0.2 U2. And from this equation, we have written as C1 is equal to C2 is equal to 0.2 U2. Therefore, the value of CR1, CR1 will be equal to CR2 will be equal to 0.2 U2. We know the value of U2, and by substituting the value of U2, you can find the value of CR1 and CR2. The value of U2 is 1.4.28, and on substituting, you will be getting the value of CR1 equal to CR2 will be equal to 20.856 meter per second. So the relative velocity at the inlet and the outlet will be equal to 20.856. And again, in this equation, the value of U1 is also unknown. So you have to find the value of U1. We generally know from the first equation which we have derived, that is the Euler's equation, we have written the value of U1 is equal to pi n d1 divided by 60 and U2 is equal to pi n d2 divided by 60. We know this equation. This is at the U1 is at the inlet and U2 is at the exit. Okay. Now on dividing this equation, that is U1 divided by U2, you will be getting pi n d1 divided by 60 divided by pi n d2 divided by 60. Anyway, these values get cancelled, and you will be getting d1 divided by d2. Okay, the value here in this equation will become U1 will be equal to U2 into d1 divided by d2. We have the value of U2, we have the value of d1 and the value of d2. All these three values are known. On substituting, you can get the value of U1. Okay, which is nothing but U2 is 104.28 into the value of d1. Actually, we have find as 31.9 centimeter, 31.9 centimeter divided by the value of d2. We have find it as 66.4 centimeter. Okay, 66.4 centimeter, which is 66.4 centimeter, and on calculation you will be getting the value of U1 will be equal to 50.1 meter per second. Okay, you have find out the value of U1. See, I have used centimeter and I have written in meter per second. if you convert this equation in terms of meter to, it will be going to get cancelled. Okay, so that only I have used in centimeter. Okay, the direct value in terms of centimeter. In case if you are using in meter too, it will be going to get cancelled. Okay, therefore U1 is equal to 50.1 meter per second. Now you have find out the value of CR1 and the value of U1 in the equation, and if you substitute this value in this equation, you can find the value of beta 1. Okay, therefore tan beta 1 is equal to, the value of CR1 is 20.856 divided by U1 is 50.1. Okay, and this will be equal to 0.416, and beta 1 is equal to tan inverse of 0.416, and the value of beta 1 will be equal to 22.6 degree. The value of beta 1 will be equal to 22.6 degree. Okay, do you have any doubt in this subdivision? How I have find out the value of air inlet angle beta 1? Do you have any doubt?
Sir, illa sir.
எதுவும் இல்லைங்களா? எல்லாத்துக்கும் clear தானே? புரிஞ்சதில்ல? Okay, okay, this is how we have find out the value of beta 1. And the next subdivision is the impeller width at the entry and exit. The impeller width at the entry and exit, which is B1 and B2. Okay, which is B1 and B2. Now we have to find the value of B1 and B2. Width at entry and exit. The impeller width at entry and exit, we have to find the value of B1 and B2, which is nothing but B1 and B2. Okay, generally we know that the discharge is equal to area into velocity. Okay, this equation, that is this equation we have derived in the last class. Area is equal to the area of cross section normal to the radial velocity component CR1 and CR2 are A1 is equal to pi d1 b1 and A2 is equal to pi d2 b2. From this, Q is equal to area into the velocity component. Therefore, mass flow rate is equal to ρ1 c1 into pi d1 b1, which will be equal to ρ2 cr2 is equal to pi d2 b2. And since in radial component we are using the value of CR, from this you can find B1 by B2 is equal to D2 by D1. Okay, we have derived this equation, that is the stage parameter. So we will be using this concept for solving this subdivision. Okay, therefore the impeller width at the entry and exit is equal to, we have to find B1 and B2. We have to find B1 and B2. From this, we know that Q is equal to area into the velocity, and this velocity is the cross-sectional velocity. We should use the cross-sectional area, and the velocity is the radial component. Okay, the velocity is the radial component. Okay, therefore, area will be, as in the derivation we have used, it is A1 is equal to pi d1 b1 and A2 is equal to pi d2 b2. Okay, and in order to find the value of b1, you can use this area and substitute here, and you can find the value of b1. So the value of Q will be equal to pi d1 b1 into CR1 since at the inlet we are using CR1. Anyway, CR1 and CR2 is equal. Therefore, this equation will be becoming as CR. Okay. Therefore, pi d1 b1 into CR1. You know the value of Q. D1 is known and CR1 is also known. The only unknown value is B1 and you can find the value of B1. Therefore, B1 will be equal to Q divided by CR1 into pi D1. And on calculation, Q is equal to 3.333 divided by CR1 is equal to 20.856 into pi into D1 is 0. This is into 0.319. Here I have substituted the diameter in terms of meter. Okay. Since the whole equation is in meter, I have used 0.319. But here you can also substitute in meter. Anyway, if you separately calculate this, anyway, the unit will be getting cancelled. So I have simply used as centimeter. Don't get confused why I have used here centimeter and why I have used here as in meter. Okay. Therefore, the value of B1 on calculation will be equal to the value of B1 the value of B1 will be equal to 0.1595 meter, and if you convert it into centimeter, the value of B1 will be equal to 15.95 centimeter. Okay, we have find out the inner width of the impeller. Now the outer width of the impeller Now, the outer width of the impeller can be found by an equation B2 by B1 is equal to D1 by D2. Okay, this equation we have got from this equation. We have used this equation, that is B1 by B2 is equal to D2 by D1. We have used this equation in order to find the value. We know the value of D1 and D2, and the value of B1 has also been found out as 15.95 centimeter. And on substituting in this equation, you will be getting the value of B2 is equal to 15.95 into 31.9 divided by 66.4, and the value of B2 which is being obtained is 7.66 centimeter, since all the unit we have used is in terms of centimeter. Okay, here this is also is in centimeter, this value is also in centimeter, and 66.4 is also in terms of centimeter. The value of B2 is being obtained as 7.66 centimeter. Okay, this is how you can find the impeller width at the entry and exit. Okay, do you have any doubt till this?
Sir, okay.
Can I doubt illa?
Sir, listen.
Okay. And the next subdivision is the number of impeller blade. The number of impeller blade, we have to find the value of Z. Okay. Today in the morning, I have sent a material which is a design parameter. In that, the number of blade formula is given and it is denoted as Z. Okay, you just find out that material in order to find the equation for the value of Z. And subdivision F is the number of impeller blade. Number of impeller blade, which is given as Z. Okay. And the equation to find the value of Z is equal to 8.5 sine beta 2 divided by 1 minus D1 divided by D2. This is the formula which is used to find the value of number of impeller blade. That is, Z is equal to 8.5 sine beta 2 divided by 1 minus d1 by d2. You can refer the material which I have sent in the morning. Okay. Here in the question, you can see a centrifugal blower with radial impeller. The impeller which is being used is a radial impeller, and therefore the angle beta 2 will be equal to 90 degree. The angle beta 2 will be equal to 90 degree. Therefore, on substituting in this equation, you will be getting 8.5 into sine 90 degree divided by 1 minus the value of d1 and d2 is 31.9 divided by 66.4. Okay, sine 90 is equal to 1. The value of sine 90 is equal to 1, and substituting this value, and on calculation we can get a value of Z is equal to 16.35, and approximately you can write the value of Z is equal to 17. Therefore, the number of blade is equal to 17. Therefore, the number of blade is equal to 17, and this sine 90 is, since it is a radial impeller, the value of beta 2 will be equal to 90 degree. The value of beta 2 is equal to 90 degree. Since it's a radial impeller, beta 2 is equal to 90 degree. Okay, this is how you can find the value of Z, and Z, the value of Z is equal to 17. Next, you should find the last subdivision is the specific speed. This is omega. The specific speed is given by omega. Okay, we have to find the value of specific speed. Okay, we have to find the specific speed, and the equation for specific speed is given as specific speed is equal to W root of omega. This is also omega. The W is the small omega, and this is the capital omega. Okay, both are the same. Okay, therefore this is omega and this is also omega. Okay, divided by G of H into 3 by 4. Okay, this is the equation to find the specific speed, and G of H is the head produced by the blower. Okay, this value of G of H is nothing but G of H is the head produced by the blower. Okay, this is the head produced by the blower. Here in this equation, this is Q. Okay, here in this equation the value of Q is known, whereas omega and the head produced is unknown. Okay, first we have to find both the values in order to find the specific speed. Okay, we know that omega is given by an equation 2 pi n divided by 60. Omega is equal to the angular velocity is equal to omega is equal to 2 pi n divided by 60, and on substituting you will be getting 2 into 3.14 into this is 3000 divided by 60. Okay, you will be getting value of omega angular velocity is equal to 314.16 radian per second. Okay, the value of omega and calculation you will be getting 314.16 radian per second. Now this value of GH, that is the head produced by the blower, will be equal to the peripheral velocity at the outlet, square of peripheral velocity at the outlet. Okay, Therefore, G of h is equal to U2 square, which is equal to 104.28 whole square, and on calculation you will be getting 10875.83 meters square per second. Okay, now we have find out the value of G of h and omega, and substituting this value in this equation you can find the value of specific speed. Therefore, specific speed is equal to omega is 314.16 into 3.333 square root of 3.333 divided by G of h is equal to 10875.83 to the power of 3 by 4. And on calculation, the specific speed is being calculated as 0.538. Okay, this is the specific speed. Okay, do you have any doubt in this problem?
No, sir.
எல்லாத்துக்கும் புரிஞ்சுச்சா? சஞ்சய்
சார்
கண்ணா, ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்குங்களா?
எதுவும் இல்லை சார்.
எதுவும் இல்லைங்களா?
இல்லை.
சிவதாசன்
சார்,
அண்ணா, உங்களுக்கு டவுட் இருக்குங்களாப்பா?
சார் இல்லைங்க சார்.
எதுவும் இல்லைங்களா?
ஆமாங்க சார்.
விஷ்ணு பிரசாத், டவுட் இருக்காப்பா?
இல்லை சார், எதுவும் இல்லை சார்.